Alright, so today we're going to be reading Spider-Man number 24, released in July of 1992. It's a pretty badass album cover, if I do say so myself. Alright, Double Infinity. This is part of the Infinity War crossover. And the story starts out, Peter Parker's and sleep with Mary Jane, but obviously he's having some nightmares. Got the Hobgoblin, Green Goblin, Demogoblin, Venom. Fucking a lot of goblins. And well, then he wakes up, and I guess he's like, oh, another nightmare, because he's having problems sleeping. So he's just gonna go, clear his head and stuff. He's gonna go swing around as Spider-Man. So he goes, leaves him Mary Jane a note, gets dressed, and he goes out the skylight. And then he takes off swinging out the city. And now he's swinging around the city, and then he goes and he saves a civilian from being mugged in an alley. Which, of course, yeah, he's right around the corner from a cop. He's too busy stuffing his face with donuts. How cliche. Nice Killing Joke reference right there on the dumpster. And then he takes off again, swinging throughout the city, and there's a mysterious shadow watching him. And then shift to Jason Masondale, who I guess he's having some pretty whacked out nightmares too. See here, he's getting tortured and stuff by all these demons and ghouls and stuff. And then looks like he's getting chased by his own personal demon. Looks like the Demogoblin. And he wakes up too, but he's not Spider-Man, so he can't go swing around the city. So he goes and he works out, he lifts, he kicks some dummies, and he starts blasting away at some targets. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna start getting back in shape, to go do some hobgoblin things. So he gets suited up, and then he flies on his glider throughout the city. And then he too has a weird shadow following him. And then we shift back to Spider-Man. He's swinging throughout Times Square, and he's just thinking about all his villains. It's like, they all have a personal vendetta against me. It's like, maybe if I just give up being Spider-Man, all these supervillains will just go away. And then his thoughts get interrupted by the Hobgoblin, who flies past him, and then there's an explosion. And the fight between the Hobgoblin and the Demogoblin starts, and they're throwing bombs back at each other and zapping at each other and not giving a shit about collateral damage. And they're causing all this debris and glass and shit falling into the street, and Spider-Man's like, oh well, looks like this is where I come in. So he goes and he saves the people, or he starts swinging away to do so, and then another web line grips onto his and then cuts it. It's razor, so he goes and falls, and Hobgoblin is conveniently fly below him, so Spider takes the time to fucking smack him in the fucking face on the way down. So they both fall to a roof, and Hobgoblin's like, I'm out. I don't want to fight right now. And Spider-Man's like, tough, we're doing this. And out of the shadows jumps this crazy fucking six-armed demonic Spider-Man. And Hobgoblin's like, well, you gotta fight anyways. And the doppelganger, he's going to bite Spider-Man's throat, and Spider-Man's like, nope. And he smacks his jaw shut, which I'm sorry, doesn't shatter all the teeth in his mouth. And Hobgoblin takes off. He's like, good luck. Meanwhile, his getaway is short-lived as the Demogoblin's hot on his tail, throwing some actual batarangs and pumpkin bombs and stuff. And yeah, Hobgoblin's just trying to get away. He's like, yeah, I'm a mercenary. If I'm not getting paid, I don't fight. Meanwhile, back to Spider-Man, he goes and he throws a doppelganger off the roof, right into the middle of the crowded street in Times Square. Probably not a smart move as he goes and he starts throwing cars around and shit. And Spider-Man's like, well, that was probably a stupid idea because now it just wants to do everything it can to get my attention. And then the doppelganger starts climbing back on the roof. And Spider-Man's like, I gotta finish this fight with him, but not here. There's too many damn people in the way. Me to go with him and these two fucking goblins blowing everything up that they possibly can. So he's like, I gotta get this battle away from here. And go back to the two goblins throwing bombs at each other. And Spider-Man flies through and kicks the Demogoblin in the chest. Knocks him off. And Hobgoblin's like, oh, thanks, Spider-Man. I'm cheesing it out of here now. And Spider-Man's like, nope, you're not going anywhere. And he webs onto his glider. And Hobgoblin's like, what the fuck are you doing? You're fucking slowing me down. I'm trying to get away from this thing. And Spider-Man's like, you're still a criminal. We got some fucking business to finish. And while they're yelling at each other, another web line shoots through and cuts Spider-Man's web and slices Hobgoblin's costume over. And they both fall to the ground into a vacant lot, which, as Spider-Man says, has a conveniently placed mattress and trash pile for them both to land on. Because if not, they'd be fucking... there'll be fucking puddles of fucking blood. Broken bones. And now Hobgoblin's pissed. He's like, I would have fucking got away from you. Or got away from them, wasn't for you. Now we gotta fucking deal with this shit. This is a Hobbling... too many fucking goblins. The Demogoblin and the Doppelganger show up. So they're like, let's just kick these fucking demons' asses. And Hobgoblin's, yep, I got a gun. And he's like, but don't worry, it's an aim gun, so it can do crazy ass shit. So they go and they start fighting. Hobgoblin's trying to zap the Demogoblin, and Spider-Man's fighting the Doppelganger. And while he's fighting, he was like, at least he knows what his is. I've never seen this fucking thing before in my life. And he's like, well, maybe he would tell me, but I'm not giving him the chance to talk as he punches him in the face again. And finally, with one more punch to the face, he knocks him out. And the Hobgoblin zaps the Demogoblin off his glider. So they pretty much win the fight. And Spider-Man's like, alright, I gotta fucking find out what this thing is. And he turns around, and then Hobgoblin has his gunpoint. He's like, alright, well, my demon got away, so I gotta settle for second best. And he shoots. And he shoots the Demogoblin, the Doppelganger, that Spider-Man's Spider Sense didn't pick up soon enough. And the blast shoots the Doppelganger onto a spiked fence that should impale and kill him. And Hobgoblin's like, well, I'm empty now. He's like, you know what, let's just finish this a different time, because we're both fucking beat. So he goes and takes off. And then Spider-Man's like, yeah, alright. I gotta find out what the hell this thing is. So, just stay there. You're dead. You're not gonna move, so I'll be right back. He's gonna go check on Mary Jane. He's gonna go see Reed Richards and see if he has some answers for this. And then he goes and swings off. And a couple minutes go by, and the Demogoblin comes back, and he picks up the the doppelganger. He's like, "You might be useful for me, and we'll see." And he goes and takes off, and that's how it ends.